Hello folks, this is Sheila E. from Tennessee, and my daughter wanted me to try to make her some peppermint patties, some homemade peppermint patties, so that's what we're going to try to do today. So the recipe I have found is that you use peppermint extract, pure peppermint extract, and you use powdered sugar. I believe it's 4 cups of powdered sugar, and 3/4 cup of sweetened condensed milk. And this I just used a Great Value with Food Club, or if Eagle Brand's on sale, I get it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with and measure 3/4 cup of Eagle Brand or sweetened condensed milk. So this is a whole cup, so I'm going to make it almost, and that looks like about 3/4 cup to me. What do you think? Alright, so I might put a little bit of that back. I probably should have measured that in 1/4 of a cup. I think I will, just to be on the safe side, because I've never made these. There's a 1/4 of a cup right there. I'm going to turn you around here where you can see. This is a little 1/4 of a cup, so we'll do 3 of those. Okay, there's one. We'll see how close we come to that, because like I said, I've never made these, so I don't know if you can get too much or too little of one or the other. I know that it has to be stiff, but not too stiff. Your mixture does. So there's 2. And it says 3. And they're pretty close. Had it pretty close the first time before I put any back. So we're going to put about 1 more teaspoon in that one. So it's better to measure, I guess, with your 1/4 of a cup. So there's 3/4, 3/4 1 cup. So it's 3/4 cup of sweetened condensed milk. So we'll set that to the side. Give a big shout out to my new followers. I appreciate you so much. I know I look a little bit rough today. I got my hair pinned up though, got my hands washed, and when you're cooking for your family, you don't have to wear gloves. But now if I was going to take and give this as a gift, I would wear gloves and put my hairnet on, okay? So anyway, that's the beginning of our peppermint patties. And it says to use 1½ teaspoons of peppermint extract, not mint, but peppermint. So we're going to find a teaspoon here. That's a half a teaspoon. That looked awful big. Here's 1 teaspoon. So it says 1½ There's 1. And this one's a half. I'll put them to the side. Now it says to cream together this peppermint extract and this sweetened condensed milk with a mixer. It says with a mixer, hand mixer. Says to go ahead and start gradually adding, and we need 4 cups of powdered sugar. So I'm going to start out with 1 cup at a time. And I'm not going to just pack it down. I'm just going to do it lightly. So we're going to start at 1 cup at a time. Stir this up a little bit so it won't blow powdered sugar everywhere. Hope y'all are doing good. Hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. We did. I've been working and trying to finish up Christmas, and ladies, you know how that is. It's pretty rough on the woman in the house, isn't it? So you want to try to beat all the lumps out. And then by the time we get to the 4th cup, I'm going to be looking for a consistency that's stiff but not sticky. This is going to be our 2nd cup of powdered sugar. That's a little bit over, but it'll be okay. There. We're going to say that was probably about 1 1/4, so we'll go lighter on that last cup. So let me stir this up a little bit. And what you do that for is just keep it from blowing everywhere, and sometimes it feels right. Add 1 more cup. And it says 4, but that was a pretty good size cup right there, so we're not going to hardly I'd be dog if I didn't do that one too. So I guess this last one will be about a 1/2 cup. That way we'll know that we've got 4 cups. I'm just checking it right now to see if it's stiff. We have to have stiff but not sticky. So we're not there yet. You almost have to have like a dough consistency. And it's just about there. So we're just going to do about, because I did do those others heaping, we're going to say that this is going to be our 4th cup. We're just about there. I want you to see this consistency right here. Let me move this out of the way a little bit. And it looks crumbly, but it also it looks like a dough, like a bread dough. So you can see that. And I'm sure you can double this recipe. What I'm going to do is put this out right here. am going to taste of a little bite just to see what it tastes like. Just to make sure it tastes like the inside of a peppermint patty. And it does. What I'm going to do now is just try to knead it just a little bit. So that way if there's any lumps or anything in it from the powdered sugar, it will mash those out. And you can use your hands or whatever, how you're used to doing it. And sometimes I just wet my hands a little bit, and it seems like it helps when I'm doing that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start pinching off little balls, and we're going to roll them up. And let me move this out of the way, and move this out of the way. Because I'm going to put my pan right here. We have to put these in the freezer. So what we're doing is just making up little balls. And we're going to lay them right here. Just pinch off a little bit. Pinch off a little bit, lay them right there. Because these are not going to be baked. They're going to be dipped in chocolate once they're froze. So you're going to just pinch off little balls. And then what we're going to do is just going to try to mash them gently. Because we're going to freeze these. And then we're going to dip them in chocolate. I even had a little heart shape here. I was going to try to do a little heart shape. But I'm thinking that might be too big for a peppermint patty. Or too thick. Which I guess, well, I'm just going to go ahead and just forget that idea and just roll them out just like it says. They're a little bit big. You can tell by the way they roll up. And as you can see, you just gently pat these out. And then when we put them in the freezer for about 30 minutes, or a little longer, wherever it takes your freezer to freeze them. They do have to be frozen, and these can last up till 3 months in your freezer. This looks like it's going to make quite a bit. Unless you love peppermint patties a whole lot, I don't know if I would double the recipe. Just me and my daughter that like them here in our family. As you can see, it's making quite a bit. I'm going to go ahead and try to mash these out a little bit. And I'll probably have to get a bigger pan. I'll just go ahead and do that now. like I said, ladies, trying to work and take care of a house and then buy Christmas and wrap Christmas and put up Christmas, it can tire you out a little bit, but I'm doing okay. Hope you all are too. Now, if you don't want to dip all these in chocolate, you can just leave them on your pan once they're flattened out and put them in a freezer, a sealed container on parchment, and then take them back out when you get ready. Up to 3 months. You want to do them before 3 months, by 3 months. And then just take them out while they're frozen and dip them in chocolate. I'll get my my melting pot while these are in the freezer, and then I'll come right back to you. I'm going to put a little bit more on it first, and it looks awful thin. You just want them a little bit, you don't want them plumb thin. I think I made those first ones a little bit too thin. So I'm trying to redo them just a little bit. They're just very unforgiving. You can take them back up and are very forgiving, I'm sorry. But they don't have to be mashed plumb flat. They can have a little puff to them. And you can try to shape them up a little bit if they're not real good and round. But they don't have to be perfectly round. Okay, there that is. Let's see how many we made. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So that made a good bit. That made 28. So I'm going to put these in the freezer, and then I'll be right back, guys. Okay? Okay, guys. While those are in the freezer, I wanted to show you another little recipe that I wanted to try that I hadn't never tried before, too. Was taking puff pastry and cutting it in strips and rolling it around spoons to make a cream horn. Now what I would do with my, let me put this to the side and get some parchment paper. What I would do with my cream horn filling, I don't like Bavarian custard, and I don't like a lot of the Jello pudding things. So I thought I would take the filling that I use for my ding dong cake, and that's what I would use for the filling. Put it in a popping bag and pop it in those if they turn out good. So anyway, we're going to start out with just a little bit of Baker's Joy. And this, I'm hoping it's going to come out right. Let me get a pair of scissors and cut this. I don't think that it would be that much hard from what I remember seeing. And this is the Pepperidge Farm puff pastries. So, and I have done these before, but I used them on flat, just flat, and filled them full of whipped cream, or it was something like a like I used in my ding dong cake. It was very rich, and then I put some fruit on top. So let's see if I can get this apart here. So we're just going to use one right now and see how we do on it. Just going to mash that together there. And then I've got some spoons laid out here to use. And what I remember seeing, let me mash these edges together. So what we're going to do is, I hope y'all can see this. I'm trying my best, people. Like I said, I'm not a professional photographer. I really do try. Okay, put this one over here. So anyway, what we're going to do with this one sheet is we're going to just cut it in a strip. And from what I've seen, they done is they took and they started wrapping around like this right here. And that's what they ended up with, like this right here. So we're going to lay that right there. It don't look too big. Let's see if we can't do that. Let's redo that. Let's see if we can make it just a little bit longer. So we'll start out right there, and then we're going to mash it as we go and try to leave enough hole in it to where we can get the piping bag up in there. That looks a little bit better. And then we're going to mash these ends together right here. So we're going to leave that laying right there. Excuse me. Woke up this morning with this seemed like where I had heartburn last night. Never did get over it. So anyway, we're going to take another spoon and we're going to start right here at the end. Mash that down, and we're going to just continue to roll. And these will be just like the cream horns you buy when I get through putting the filling in it, because the filling, I'm going to try not to put as much powdered sugar so it won't be as rich, but it'll be pretty close to being as rich. Okay, so there we go with that one. And I'm just going to make a few just to see. I don't want to, you could also put Cool Whip in this and put mix it up with fruit. That'd be really good and light for summer. Or for somebody who was on like a low sugar diet. Better turn it around this way. Start this way. See what I'm doing, guys? And I'm not putting it tight. I'm just trying to put it very loosely. I'm only mashing that end up at the top so that it will hold on. So I'll continue to do this I'm going to put this other part of this puff pastry back in the bag and put it in a Ziploc and put it back in the refrigerator. So if these do turn out good, I may do some more, and I may do like a put in, instead of my white ding dong, I could also add some like chocolate, melted chocolate in, and make a chocolate filling too that would go really good with these. Just got one more. So if that made really 6, let's say 3, 6, 7. So there we go on that one. See how I rolled it up there? And then at the back I sort of just smash it together. But I want to leave that hole big enough till I can get some popping. So I'm going to put these, it says on the package, it says to bake. I'm trying to find the instructions. Here we go. It says to thaw, make sure they're thawed, and bake for 15 minutes at, let's see, 400 degrees for 15 minutes, and then pull them out of the rack. All right, so we're going to try that for 400 for 15 minutes. I'm putting them on my middle rack, guys. That way they won't burn, they won't cook as fast on confect. All right, we've got that set up now. So, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I did want to show you this. I am going to do this. I'm going to spray this down, and I'm going to take these Cold Half Mini chocolate chip already pre-made, and I'm going to put them down in my muffin pan, and then when they get done, I'm going to take a cup and push them down in there and put a, either put one of these Reese's, one of these chocolate kiss, or I'm going to put a Reese cup. So I may just do part of them that way and part of them another way. We can go ahead, let me go ahead and put this up right here. I want to say hi to Betty and Andrea. They have their own little cooking show, and they do very, very well. They're wonderful ladies. They're godly women, and they do really, really well on their cooking shows if you want to join in on those. So this has, let me go ahead and spray this a little bit. I don't want these to stick. Okay, I'm just going to smear this around a little bit. And I'm just going to roll them up in a ball and put them in there. And then when they come out, that's when I'll mash them down. So I'm just going to roll these up in a ball. And it looks like they've been cut, but they're awful little to, so I'm putting about two little, I'll let you see what I'm talking about. See where they're being cut right there? That's just too small. I'm going to put about 2 together. Okay. And that'll be plenty, I believe, for my pan. May have to do another pan, I don't know. So I'm just grabbing 2 each and rolling them up and putting them down in the pan. We could probably make about 2 dozen of these. I didn't realize there was that much in that little tiny pack. And this is just a quick way. If you want to make your own chocolate chip dough, you can. Like I said, for mothers who work, or women, ladies who work, and then they have a household to take care of. And because we thoroughly clean every week. Starting on Friday night and Saturday, and then I've got my grandson's getting married this Saturday, so we have, after our work on Friday, they're going to have a wedding rehearsal and dinner, so that puts it a little bit hard sometimes. So I'm going to just leave those like that and put those in there, and then I'm going to grab another pan. I'm putting them on my top rack and wash my hands. But I do have another muffin pan. This is an older one, but it's still okay. This is probably one of the first ones I've had for years and years and years. I don't think we'll get a dozen out of it. We might. We'll see. Say hello to another new friend that I have. She's down in Dandridge, and I've been going down to her shop, and it's Farmer's Tan, and she has a red light bed for older ladies who have skin problems. It's really wonderful. A lot of people just go for wrinkles. I'm going because my skin is so sensitive and thin since COVID of last May. So from what I understand, and I've read and done some research on this red light therapy bed, it's wonderful. It's just good all the way around. It boosts your immune system. It helps with arthritis pain, and it helps build more melatonin. So if you're having trouble sleeping, and I do sleep better when I've just been going for a little while, and I can see some difference. Can you see the white in my hands? Because it helps bruising and scarring. You can see it's lighter than what it was, because there's light spots in it now. And I'm tickled. I said it may not be perfect, but it won't look as bad as it did. So I can tell you that there's light spots in it now, and I'm thankful to the Lord for that He allowed that to work. So I got one or two a little bit fat here. I'm going to pull one off, pull off of it to make this one. So we would come up with two dozen. And wash my hands, I'm going to put that out. And then all this is, I'm thinking about doing part of them with the, like if I can find, I think I've got some Reese cups here, and put some Reese cups in the middle of them when they come out, or either the Hershey's Kiss. So we'll see then. So we'll stick this in there also. I'm putting it in the top rack too. And it's set on 15 minutes for 400. So again, that was the Toll House Mini Chocolate Chip. And let's see what it says how you bake those. It says for 9 to 10 minutes at 350. So we'll just watch it, okay? So I'll see you in just a few. What I'm doing now is just going to let my chocolate melt in my melting pot. I put about a half a spoon of Crisco shortening, and then I just let it sit and melt on high while we're waiting for the peppermint patties to get frozen. So I'll see you in a few, okay? We've got our chocolate chip in a muffin pan, the little flat cookies, and we've got our puff pastry cream horns in the oven, okay? All right, see you in a few. Okay, guys, I got these little cookies out, these chocolate chips, and they're very, very fragile. Didn't take but about 5 minutes in a 400-degree oven, so I found the big Reese's. So I'm just pressing that down. There's one there that doesn't look like it's done, so I'm probably not going to use it. Didn't cook, didn't bake evenly. So we'll see what happens here. Some of them are pretty and golden brown, and some of them look a little bit dark, as you can see. Don't know what happened with it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to try this and see how this works out. We've got one more here. That's a pretty little cookie. It's just a little bit dark. So I got a few more over here. And I might stick those back in there just for a second and sort of melt those. You know you left it up there. You knew that you left it up there. How long? Tiffy, I asked you before you left, I said, where's your phone? It's up there, Tiffy. I went and looked. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Pap come in running these flops. Sorry about that. Couldn't find his phone. So anyway, I've got one more pack of these, and I'm going to go ahead and try, except for that one there. It don't look like it's good and done, and I don't know what happened with this. These are the white chocolate Reese's. And when I do this again, I would probably make these cookies just a little bit more, a bigger ball, because these are really, really thin. I thought they would rise more than that, but they didn't. So you never know unless you're making your own and made these before. Alright, I'm going to stick these back in the oven and I'll let you see the finished product, okay? See you in just a second. So this is the finished product, and now what I'm doing, I just stuck them back in the oven a little bit just to get the Reese cup melted. And I'm just putting some sprinkles on. I don't have any Christmassy ones right now, so it'll be okay. Sort of looks like the Reese cups melted down in the cookie, which is a good thing. Show you these, and then when I take them out, I'll show them to you when they cool. So I'll see you in a few. Okay guys, I got these off the spoon out of the oven. They didn't get as big as what I thought they would. And the hole is very small, so I'm going to take a rod and run through there. And to be honest with you, I may just make a little bit of that filling that goes in them, and we'll see go from there. So let me go ahead and get up here. I'll be right back. There's the chocolate ones with the Reese cups in them. There's the white chocolate Reese cups in them. I did have 2 or 3 to not harden, so guess where those are? I eat them. So here we go. So I'll be right back. All right, folks, I'm back. I'm back. It's Sheila E. from Tennessee, and I've got my chocolate melted. It's a chocolate almond bark, and I put a little bit of maybe it takes about a pound or 1 block of the chocolate almond bark, and you get it melted. I put about a teaspoon of white Crisco shortening in it, and this is the consistency that you want. So I'm going to lay this spoon right here, and I'm going to begin to dip, because it has to be, you have to do it in a hurry with these because they're so fragile. These are the little peppermint patties. It's not wanting to slide off my fork. So you can see the process. I don't know why. I've never had that problem before with it. Something not wanting to slide off the fork. So we'll see if it gets easier here. See, that one went together, so it's not going to be a pretty one. Don't understand why it's not wanting to slide off. A different fork. Maybe that's what you have to do. Put it in and pull it off with the other fork. I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing there. So I'm just putting them in, and I'm taking my other fork and sliding them off. Seems to be working a little bit better. Get it out of the way here. Put one right here. And then I think I have enough space for the rest of them. So you're going to have 2 forks. You're going to have to take 1 fork and dip it, and then 1 fork and pull it off. Slide it off, because those over there, like, I never got them off. Okay, so you just take it and then take your other fork and slide it off. Okay, we're going to drop one in. Take your other fork, slide it off. Take your fork and slide it off. Got two more, guys. Like I said, I hadn't made these before, but these are very fragile. These little peppermint patties are very fragile. Got one more. Very, very fragile. Alright, so we've got that, and I'm just going to take a little bit and put a swirl around the top. So I'm just going to go ahead and unplug this. And I'm just going to take and just put a little swirl around the top. That one there will probably have to eat. I won't even display it because it's run together with the other one. And then this chocolate, I'm not sure. I may just put it in a little mold, and because it's probably going to taste like peppermint. I've got a little bitty mold. Let's see where I can put it. Probably right here. What do you think about that? It's a little heart mold. So it'll be like a little peppermint flavored heart mold. I'll show it to you here in just a minute, guys. See this little heart mold right here? And then these, I've been trying to do something with these puff pastry, and it's been a disaster, let me tell you. I had to go back and look at a video where a lady done them, and she was taking parchment paper, and I have seen them do them with a spoon or a fork and wrap it around, but it just didn't work out for me. So you can see what a mess I've got right here, but I'm going to try to make some filling and go in them and try not to waste them. I have got the last two on a parchment paper roll, and it looks like it's going to be better. So I'll let you see that when I get that done, all right? So I'll see you in a few. Okay, guys, I think I finally got this figured out after making this big mess right here. After making that big mess, I think I finally got it figured out to where I took these last two, put them on a round parchment paper, slides right off, gives me plenty of room to put my filling, slides right off. I don't know why I didn't think of this first time, alright, so you can see, now when I put the filling in, it'll be fine. But I'm not going to throw these little ones away, I'm going to go ahead and use them too. So, and I wanted you to see my, when I get them displayed, I'll show you the chocolate peppermint patties. Okay, guys, let me show you these, and then we'll just be just about done, except for the cream horns, and then I'll show you those later. So this is what's left of my chocolate chip peanut butter, Reese peanut butter cookies. Okay, so I'm going to try to take these off. This is the first ones I put on there that wasn't too pretty, so we'll put these on the bottom. And if there's a little tail on them, this you can just cut it off, just break it off. The peppermint patties. A little bit of that white peppermint. So you can just break that little tail off. Homemade stuff, you know, is not perfect. It's made with love, but it's not perfect. But you know it's a lot healthier for you because you know what goes in it. I hope my daughter likes these. See how I'm just breaking that little tail off right there? It don't hurt them. Just makes them look more presentable. And there we have our peppermint patties. Slide them back up here before they slid off. All right, I think I might try me one. What do you think? There's our cookies and our peppermint patties. I still got to do something with these cream horns, so we'll figure out what we're going to do with those. I'm going to put that right there, so we'll see how this tastes. Pretty good. Tastes just like a York peppermint patty. This is called a copycat peppermint patty. So good. Alright guys, I'm going to get off of here. And if I get something done with these cream horns, I'll put that on there too, okay? So there you go. It's Sheila E. from Tennessee. See you soon. May God bless, keep you safe. Always smile I always give God glory, praise, and thanks. All right, guys. We're going to see what we can do with these cream horns. I've got one stick of, but the recipe calls for 2 sticks of butter, but I don't have that much stuff to deal with, so I'm just going to use one. And it says to cream it together. So we're going to try to do that. Just my, it says 2 sticks of butter with a mixer until fluffy. Add powdered sugar and heavy cream to get the spready consistency. Beat until fluffy and add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. So we're going to get our vanilla out. And I've got my heavy whipping cream and my powdered sugar. So I'm assuming that you just, I've done this before with my ding dong cake, but I followed the recipe on it, so I don't have a whole lot over here to do, so we're going to just do 1 stick of butter. We're going to just do the half of the recipe. So let's cream this together. It says unsalted butter, but I believe mine's salted, so hopefully it won't make a difference. And then of course your butter is supposed to be room temperature, so I have had it out for a little while. So we're just going to start with a little bit of heavy whipping cream. And then we'll start adding, when we get it creamy, we'll start adding the powdered sugar. Let's scoot you back where you can see. Just the butter and the heavy whipping cream. We're just going to start adding a little powdered sugar at a time. Looks like maybe a half a cup to 3/4 cup at a time. Stir that up in there a little bit, keep it from blowing just a little bit more powdered sugar. And this is something you just have to, when you're doing it, you just have to do a little powdered sugar. If you get it too thick, you can always add more whipping cream. I'll add just a tiny bit more. I think that's going to be enough. And then I'll probably have to add a little bit of whipping cream. Still not good and thick, guys. I mean, it's thick, but not where I want it. So I'm adding a little bit more powdered sugar. We're probably at close to 2 cups of powdered sugar with 1 stick of butter. Just a little bit of vanilla flavoring. It's probably a bit of lead full. And then I'm just going to add just a tiny bit of whipping cream. Probably a tablespoon. tiny bit more powdered sugar. It's probably about 1/4 of a cup. Probably looking at 2½ cups now to 1 stick of butter. But you can't always go by that. You got to do it a little bit at a time. You want it stiff enough before it's going to stay in the cream pan. So this is the recipe that I use for my filling on my beanbag cake. Alright, let's see what it tastes like. I'll get some of this powdered sugar up. So that filling is a very, very rich filling. Well, I don't know if this will work or not. We'll just have to do it and see. Okay? There's the filling. So it has to be very stiff. Let me move this all out of the way. And I have a cup here with a piping bag. So we're going to try to put some of this in this cup. Now that I'm filling it, it probably could have used a little bit more powdered sugar, but it's alright. We're not doing this for a special occasion, we're just doing it for us. See, if they'd all been this size, it'd been perfect. See there? Drop that one. I guess you just, that's how you learn, is you just do until you get it done right. I'm not going to be able to get much in these little ones. I might have to hunt a smaller tube, and then I may be able to get it in there. Because these are just too little for this big old tube. Yeah, let me see if I can find another one. I'll be right back. So I've got another bag with a smaller tip on it. We'll try to get some in those small ones, just so they won't be wasted. It wouldn't be anything I'd want to serve, just, you know, for Christmas or anything. It takes a little practice on this stuff. Let's see what we can do now, since I've got a smaller tip. That may be too small, but if it is, I can change it. See if I've got one just a little bit bigger. That is small. This one here may work. Let me get these out of the way here and change this tip. Let's see what this one does. As long as I can get it to go up in it, guys, I can get the filling in there. I think that's going to work. I'll just put a little filling on the outside too. Let me get my son-in-law in here, see what he thinks about it. Hey, Bob. Bob, can you come here a minute? Next time we'll know to make those on parchment paper instead of putting them on a spoon or something smaller. They have to be big where you can get that in there. You want a video? I want somebody to test these cream horns that I've made a mess out of. So I heard from my son-in-law. Well, my grandson's in here. And he might be able to test a little one. That's my first time, so I'm going to try to get better. Tell me if it's good. Is it good? Mm-hmm. I mean, is it good? All right. All right. So I did finally learn how to do them. As you can see, the bigger ones have more space to put the filling in right here. And then these small ones, I've just had to try to squeeze it in there the best I could. But it's okay. They're still eatable. So I'm going to get my son-in-law to try one, see what he says. All right. So this is Sheila E. from Tennessee. May God bless you. Keep you safe. Always give God glory, praise, and thanks. There's one they got none in it. We better put some in that, hadn't we? It's a good thing I didn't throw that away, ain't it? See what they do. There it is. We better put some in that. And so I guess that's how you learn to cook, is by trial and error. So that's how you do it. So this is Sheila E. Until I see you again, give God glory, praise, and thanks, for He is worthy. All right. This was just puff pastry, and how you do it to get this size, this big size, is you take parchment paper and roll it up, and leave it the size you want, and then wrap your dough around it, and it comes out like this. Comes out like this. And this is the size we would want to do the cream horns. These little ones were on a spoon and they were way too little. So, all right, until we see you again. And then the icing was 1 stick of butter. Add your 1 stick of butter in the mixer until fluffy. Add a little bit of heavy cream and add powdered sugar until it gets to the spreading consistency that you want. Really nice, thick and fluffy, and then add a teaspoon of vanilla flavor and spread or cool. You can put these in cream horns, any kind of thing that you need something really rich for. You can use this. So, Sheila E. from Tennessee. Until we see each other again, may God bless you and keep